Green screen can be difficult to execute, but with a few insider tips, you'll have an easier time getting the results you want. These 5 tips will help you achieve a believable key that will keep your viewer in the story, instead of becoming a distraction. Without further ado, here are your 5 tips to a better key. This might seem like a no-brainer to some, but the color of your subject's clothing make a big difference in whether or not you're able to pull a good key. If you're shooting on a green screen, avoid green of any shade. The same is true of blue clothing if you're using a blue screen. The bigger contrast between the screen and the subject, the better. So plan your wardrobe accordingly. Even if your subject isn't wearing green, their costuming choices might still give you trouble. Light reflecting off the screen shows up more on lighter colored clothing, creating a green spill that is difficult to remove in post-production. As you're getting set up for your green screen shoot, test different wardrobes against your green screen before you get into full production. Take these tests back to your edit system before your main shoot to see if it conflicts with getting the best key. Like choosing the right color of your subject's clothing, maintaining proper distance between your subject from the screen can prevent green spill from interfering with your key. The closer your subject is to your green screen, the more likely you are to have a reflection of green fall onto the subject, in essence, tinting their edges with green. This will make the key harder to pull. You'll find that the size of your green screen will determine the maximum possible distance between the subject and the screen. See how far you can get your subject from the screen before the edges of the screen are in the usable frame. This will also partly depend on how much your subject needs to move during their performance. You can always crop out any area that doesn't have green screen in the background, as long as your subject stays in front of the screen. If your green screen is lit unevenly, it will create variations in the color you are trying to key. The more shades of green that are needed to be removed, the harder it will be to pull the key without affecting the skin tone of your subject and the overall quality of the composite. An easy way to visualize if your lighting is even is to turn on your camera's zebra stripes overlay. The zebras will show you hot spots, allowing you to adjust your lighting until your screen is evenly lit. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to get your lighting right during production. Taking the time during the shoot will lead to much less time spent in the edit suite. To maintain the illusion created by your green screen composite, you'll want the lighting on your subject to match the lighting in the background plate as closely as possible. If the scene you're placing your keyed subject into uses dramatic lighting, but your subject is lit in a more flat style, it will be distracting to your audience. On the other hand, if you light your subject in the same style as the background plate, they will blend better. As you plan your shot, determine where your subject will be in the scene and think about where the light sources are. Make sure to carry those elements into the lighting of your subject. This will make your subject look like they belong in the scene. The rim light is important for all video production, but it's the secret sauce when it comes to keys. A good rim light will eliminate spill from your green screen, give your keyed subject more contour, and just like in any kind of video production, it's the light that tells your audience they're watching a professional video. If you apply these 5 tips to your next key, not only will your key be easier to achieve, but your subject will look like they belong in the scene you are placing them in. The result will be a more believable key that helps tell your story. Thanks for watching.